Okay. Gotta look through this. It's pitch black right now because I'm just doing some last minute stuff, but we'll get started in a second here. Okay. Welcome. What was I looking at? Let me just set that up, and we should be good to go. Let me just disconnect that. And okay. Let me just turn that on here. Yes. All right. I can reduce my webcam a little bit. It's not important. All right. Obviously, looking through old shit. That's what's happened today. I said this yesterday, but I really like Newgrounds because of the layout, how it works like a time capsule almost of all your art, and you can just scroll through it and like look through all the shit you've done over the years. Yeah. Oh god. I haven't deleted anything because yeah, I did consider it. I seriously considered going back and getting rid of some stuff because I was like, I hate this. I really hate this. But yeah. Oof. Okay. Oh, the quality. Was the quality bad yesterday? Because I only just fixed that shit like this morning because I realized, hold on, my quality was still dog shit. Okay. Yeah. This is the first. I first started posting on Newgrounds 2023. I remember it was summer, and I was studying for what was I doing that summer? I don't remember. I was doing nothing. I was supposed to be going to summer school, but I kind of chickened out and was like, yeah, I don't really want to do that. So I just spent the entire summer drawing, and it was a pretty good summer for me, like learning art wise. This is a short comic I did. It was really stupid. Even then, I knew it didn't make any sense, and it was dumb. Yeah, it was a stupid joke about handwritings. Okay, there's not really much to see there. This was I remember because I at the time I wasn't really doing digital art because I didn't have like any means to do digital art. The most I had was my phone, and like this was done on Ibis Paint. Well, it was like drawn on paper, and then I would just like scan it onto my phone and throw it in Ibis Paint, and then do all that junk. I remember this drawing was like revolutionary for me because I discovered I could go in very deep with black, like just black ink, and I don't know why. Like these shadows here, looking back at it now, this is not that dark, like at all. There's nothing even being blacked out here, but at the time, I thought I was like making some big strides and shit. Yeah, this was for a lot of the things you're gonna see from the early days in like 2023 are drawings of characters from a comic I was working on. It was like my main thing for a long time, which was it didn't really have a name. There were two names. It was either Gary King and the Enablers, because that was the name of the band, and it was a reference to The World's End, or Wizards versus Band, and it was sort of a ripoff of Scott Pilgrim, is what I noticed, and it's kind of why I turned away from it, because I was like, this is not very original, and this kind of sucks. Yeah, I'm wearing a Christmas sweater. I'm getting in a festive mood, even though global warming is being stupid and it hasn't snowed yet at all, which is annoying. But yeah, like this character, yeah, was Trish, and I had maybe one day I'll go through my old sketchbooks. Maybe I'll do that. The next one was another one I did. It was all in art class, and you can really see the Scott Pilgrim style in the face. I really used to like that style and study that. But yeah. And I used to use this stupid ass font that was just an Ibis paint for my watermark, and it would just be weird. I don't think that was her name. What the fuck was this? I used to draw a lot of these star shaped things. The Enablers, yeah, because like I said, it was gonna be Gary King and the Enablers. Gary King wasn't an actual character in there, but he's a character in this movie, World's End, and he's played by Simon Pegg, and he's very cool. And they make a joke about a band called Gary King and the Enablers, so I was like, man, that's a really cool name. I'm gonna steal that. I remember having fun drawing this. Looking back, I didn't know how to draw hands, like, at all. I'm looking at this, and I get what I was trying to do, but nothing's going on here. These are some really funky hands. This was done on... Damn. Okay, why is this so tiny? What the fuck? I know this was done on... It was done on a pirated version of A Sprite, which is the it was the pixel art thing that costs money, and I've never figured out how to pirate it again. Like, I looked into it like a while back, and I was just like, man, was I just ahead of the curve, or did they really just like tighten up on their like piracy rules? Because I can't find any version of it anywhere. Yeah, I really like this one because it was venture into pixel art. There was another one, another of the characters, very wonky, very stupid, very terrible color selection. There's actual zero contrast on that. Jesus Christ. Wow. There was another... Why were they so tiny? And I can't even zoom in on them. I'm confused. I guess A Sprite just... My resolution was just very tiny. Yeah, someone in the comments even just said, yeah, have your resolutions be a lot bigger. Yeah, they knew what they were talking about. Yeah, this is another one. I liked this one. This was another Wizards and Bands one. Like, if you can't notice, literally everything we've looked at so far is just from Wizards and Bands. That was all I would draw all the time ever. This is still a concept. These three guys are still a concept I really like. And maybe I'll go back to that. Again, I really want to go through my old sketchbooks, because this was another sketch that I did in my book, and then I just scanned it on here. I think you can hold on to it. I'm not really doing much with pixel art these days. This is another sketchbook one. I wasn't doing digital art yet. I don't know why I titled the stream looking through my old... Okay, yeah, I thought I titled it digital art, because it's just general art. Yeah, you can actually here you can see the watermark from the app I scanned it with, scanned with Cam Scanner. I don't think I noticed that back then. I would have probably cropped it out. Or not. The explosion was supposed to be part of that. I don't like that one very much. This is another one. There's digital, and then scanned, and then colored. Which, once again, my color selection is so ass. There's no contrast on anything. It's very little. I think I was very afraid of doing anything. This one was it was Kojima, but it was. I'm not going into that, but it was something. This was, I think, yeah, no, this was done with ink. It was done with like a shitty Sharpie in art class. I used to do a bunch of them. I mean, what else was I gonna do? I couldn't like taking a picture of it and then coloring it was the only way I could do my stuff. This was another traditional one. This is ew. What the hell even is up here? Yeah, there's like I don't even know what I was doing. What was I on, man? It's such a barren background. You just toss one or two things in there to like make it look somewhat full. That one sucks. Yeah, it was a character based off Hideo Kojima. It was dumb. This is another. Once again, I did not know anything about hands or how to draw hands. Really, really dumb. And this was Yuri. They were supposed to be. These two were like gonna be dating in the comic. Or like they were gonna have a thing going on. I remember I initially was like writing the first draft of the story, and the main character was a dude, and then I was like, "This sucks. I hate this. I can't relate to this guy at all." And then I eventually redesigned it and changed it to a story about a woman, and I was like, "Hold on, this is literally me. This is tough." Yeah, there's a 3 blind mice again. Another scanned one. Yeah, all of these were just scanned. This one was alright, I guess. Once again, the pants are really stupid. Because I'm using the really dumb Sharpie, so the lines are just all wonky and shit. Another one. Another one of the characters in there. I liked this guy. He's pretty cool. I don't recall why I posted the unshaded version and I just update. I could have just gone in and edited it and changed it, but I guess I didn't know that was a thing on Newgrounds at the time, or maybe I was just really dumb. More of these just really stupid expressions. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with eyes yet. It was weird. I couldn't decide what I was trying to do with that. Another stupid background. Dude, I'm never going back to Ibis Paint. The only thing on Ibis Paint, I didn't post any of the stuff on here, but I really used to do a lot of manga colorings. Like, I'd grab manga panels and just color them because I thought that was like really cool. Ryan Gosling's your brother. What literally mean it's white lesbians? I mean, yeah. Sometimes you see yourself in people who look nothing like you. That's a good quote. Write that down. I actually do kind of like this one. I don't think it's that bad. The brushes I was using on Ibis Paint were literally just the default round brushes. Holy shit, this sucks. And I had another version. I don't know why I had this. I don't know why I didn't just make that one post. It's so weird looking at these because I vividly remember the days the day I drew all of them. Like I remember sitting down and like being on my phone and like swiping with my hand and getting that shit right. I remember that. Damn. I have no idea what AOTF means now. Antimony of the flower? My very first thought was Tohu, but that would be AOCF, unless I straight up just made a mistake. I know I was playing a lot of this game at the time. Maybe I'll play this on stream one day. I should go back to this game. It was a good game. I'm pretty sure that's what I was trying to... I think so. I don't know. What the hell is this note? I just realized how layers work. What was I doing before this? Was I just not using layers? There's an Undertale art because this was. I remember this very day. This is the first time I ever heard of Deltarune. Like I had heard of Undertale before, but it was like the very first time I'd seen anything about Deltarune. And I was like, oh, this character's pretty cool. And I thought Rouse was a girl then at the time. Yeah, Kill la Kill is very good. It's a really fun anime. Yeah, more Yuri. I don't like this one very much. Featured in one list. Who featured this in a list? Okay, man. I guess to each their own. She what? Oh, Rouse. Oh, I thought Rouse was a girl. Oh yeah, I thought she would be fun to draw. Yeah, maybe no, I'm not changing that. Yeah, what's this? I used to do a lot of puns based on stupid shit. This is just a big page of sketches I did in my sketchbook this one time. I had a lot of lame ideas. I remember really liking this drawing here specifically. I can't zoom in anymore. This one. Sometimes you can see like old shit that kind of bleeds into Woe Is I. There's a lot of video game influence, and I guess that's just because of Scott Pilgrim. Yeah, there's the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel. Well, not really. Like, I knew femboys were a thing, but like, I wasn't really tapped in like that. I remember this was when I did purely digital. This is one of the few drawings that I actually just did digital. The colored here is really abysmal and stupid and airbrushy, and I was obsessed with the overlay and color dodge layers because all the cool manga panel colors used to use them. This one is very uncanny. When was this? 2023, December 6th. Wow. Wait, really? December 6th? Okay, so this is like a few weeks before I finally did get my laptop and I could start doing digital art. I remember this period of time, like from here upwards, like this last row was like when I had my portfolio review for like when I was trying to get into art school, the art school that I'm currently going to, because they have this portfolio review thing they do. If you're a high school student, you can come in, just show your work, and if you're really good, you might get on like a wait list, but like most of the time they'll just give you feedback, and that was what happened to me. I just went there for feedback, and I remember vividly presenting the three, at least all these drawings were in the sketchbook I presented, which is very terrible and is not good looking for me at all. I don't know, there's this lady with a plate for a head. Wow, these are some terrible folds. Looks female enough. It's a plate. Oh. Okay, then that is 2023 highlight. Why is that the highlight? Oh, I can set my best art for that year. Okay, interesting. Yeah, now we're moving into 2024 because like after here, it was like on my birthday, which is on December 30, so like the last day of the year, I decided, like, my parents got me a laptop and then I started drawing digital. So this is the digital renaissance that started. This is the very first drawing I did on my laptop. Yeah, it's not good. I didn't have a pen, so I was drawing with my fingers, which is why the line weight is just the exact same the whole way through. Yeah, very weird. You can still see the Scott Pilgrim influence on the face, at least not with the eyes, but the nose, face shape. And I used to watermark my shit with like my initials instead of Diggo the Goat. Yeah, it is very unfortunate. Especially because I'm on my own and in university now, so I meet a lot of people and they're like, "Oh, hey, you should come to the bar with us." And I'm like, "Oh, I can't do that because I'm not 18." And so I spend most of my days just in my room. Can you guys see the Tetris I'm playing? Actually, now that I think about it, I don't think OBS will pick it up. I don't use the stabilizer anymore. I used to when I finally got a pen, but it's not for me anymore. This is one of the first big pieces I did actually. Actually, I was pretty proud of this at the time. I liked some of it. Hello? Okay, okay, I'm back. All right. Uh, yeah, I was saying. I actually don't mind the top row up here. It's all right. It's cool. Uh, the poses, expressions are all right. Some of the size in here is very weird, but overall, this was all right. I didn't mind this one. Uh, Next was this one, which is again, once again, another Gary King and the Enablers drawing. Uh, yeah, maybe I was figuring out hands better at the time. I'm really baffled by my like what my coloring process was, because none of these colors here even make any sense at all. What is this? I'm very lost as to what that is. That's weird. Next one was I'm not sure. I was drawing something, and I hated it, and I just yeah, like I said, I realized halfway through that I was practicing. So I just went with it. I didn't like this one at all. I'm not even gonna talk on that. I should delete this shit. I hate that one. This one I don't mind as much. I was really into the whole vintage filter thing at the time, so in like the next three pieces, you'll see that being used a lot. But yeah, it was okay. Yeah, but what did I say? Experimenting with some vintage filters. I think this turned out pretty cool. Oh hey, Musty, you. Yeah, we went through all the 2023 stuff already. You could probably go back and watch it after the stream, but glad to have you here anyways. We're just in like 20 we just got into 2024 where I like got my laptop and I actually started digital art. All the other shit was like all my traditional scan on stuff. This one I actually really liked and still kind of like, honestly. Once again, it has the vintage filter. I don't even know if I still have a version of this without the vintage filter. Ooh, look what I said down here. Might start a web comic actually. Ah, who would have thought? Who would have thought? Yeah, this one's okay. Even the hands here aren't that bad. I think I was getting at this point. I was still, and the shading here on the hair is okay. Yeah, I think this was. I was still with my finger drawing with my fingers at this point, but I think I was learning and getting better here. This is a really dumb one. This is like a nothing burger for post. I don't know what that is. I really liked this one too when I first made it, and yeah, the hands are all right here. I liked this character's name so much that I took it and I'm gonna use it in one of my next comics. It's Janie Launch, and it was based off of Launch from Dragon Ball. I was still with my fingers here, and I liked this one. I don't know what this character was for at all, but I liked them. It was like 2B plus Lena from Slayers. That was hence her hair thing, the way her hair looks, the chest thing. I thought about that because I have the thumbnail. I thought about maybe making cutting this down into a YouTube video. That would be cool if I have time for all the editing. It would be very nice to just do that. I think it would make for a good video. Yeah, this one. I don't remember what exactly I was doing. I don't remember, but yeah, this was 2023. Yeah, it was like early. Just some sketches of one of my OCs. I haven't given her a name yet because I partially suck at naming characters. I really like this minimal style. Maybe one day I'll make a video game that looks like this. I don't know what's my. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm not making a video game that looks like this. Next one. This was like a. This is like a one-off thing. I was just messing around with the. What's it called? With like. No outlines and just like messing with shapes, and this is where I figured out Krita had a halftone texture thing that you could do, but I was using the filter instead of the brush because I didn't know there was a halftone brush. And you can see here at this point I was still watermarking all my stuff with my initials as opposed to Digo. And yeah, you have another the vintage nonsense that I was going through. I love this piece. I wasn't even planning on doing a finished project. I just wanted to practice color theory and using halftones. I finally figured out how to use them on Krita. That was the first time I ever used them. I just designed the characters along the way. I'm not sure what their relationship is yet, but they're cute. Yeah, this one's okay. I don't really like the expressions at all, but it's whatever. This one I was very proud of when I first made it because it was like my first time messing with gradients and like all of this stuff. The eyes are still weird. There's still this. I don't know, like that. That's still weird. I really liked the color up here, like with the hair. Looking back on it now, this is kind of stupid, and there's a lot of nonsense going on here that's just bullshit and doesn't really need to be there. But it's whatever. It's like my first time messing around with a soft brush. I like the nose there. The ears are weird. The chain here is weird, and off the chain. I think that graphic there is weird too. Like from afar, it looks alright. Like here, look at in the description. I said, "This is definitely my best piece. I'm hoping to top it up by the end of the year." We're off to a really strong start, though. I played around with a lot of colors in this one, and I like how they turned out. I definitely did top this off. Like I thought this was gonna be my max for a while, but no, this is pretty shit looking back at it. Oh shit! Oh, we went up by accident. No. Okay, we're back. This is a Sonic OC. Yeah, I thought this character was really cool. I remember it was like grade 11, and I used to spend a lot of my time in history class and math class just doodling this character on my my notebook. I should make another Sonic OC now that I'm a lot more skilled. Yeah, Krita, I love using Krita. It's like the best. This was a drawing of me and two of my other friends' OCs. It's a really weird one. I don't even, what the fuck was I thinking with this? Why is there yellow on teal? Doesn't even make any sense. I did like the shiny color in here. This is okay, I guess. At the time, again, I was still drawn with my fingers. I didn't have a pen yet, and I was also still watermarking my stuff with my initials. I liked this one. This was during a it was like a magma shared canvas thing with one of my friends. He actually goes to my school right now, the art school I'm going to. Yeah, these are his drawings. He likes Mickey Mouse. I did this one here. I love lesbians. That was him. He did that. Uh, Yellow on teal. Uh, no, I don't know. I don't know which flag that would be. No idea. Yeah, I think this is my first time using the magma thing. This one was, it was just a fun, nice time drawing with my friend. This one was, I really, really liked this one. It was done traditionally with ink on like paper, and then I scanned it on. It was actually my wallpaper for a bit, like this section over here. I really liked this one. It was cool. It was really cute. Is that the same drawing? No, it's not. Like this character here, I think was very cute. And I used to do these two together a lot in class, also. Yeah, this is like my first time trying out like scanning a drawing and then putting it in Krita, because before that, all the scan shit I did was just colored in a Ibis Paint on my phone. Protector. Okay, now we're getting into the Shades of Grey era. There was a webcomic I was working on for a little bit called Shades of Grey. It was kind of Hollow Knight inspired. It was cool. I still think it was an alright idea. I just didn't really have time to work on it and flesh it out. And yeah, those are two of the princesses. I don't know what I'm doing with all this space here where nothing is happening. I don't know why I didn't just trim that down. Maybe I was just really stupid. Oh my god, stop going all the way back up. 50 Shades of Grey. Yeah, I guess that I did think about that. This one I really liked. It was like I was working with a really sketchy style on Krita, and I thought this was a really cool shot. There was another Shades of Grey thing. I still think the idea was really cool with like the almost chess inspiration of black versus white and like the different roles. I think it was a nice idea. And here's more of it. Yeah. I liked this character's design. I used to draw her a lot. Here was this. I had an epiphany on this one. Yeah, look in the description. I said I had a significant breakthrough in coloring today. My rendering is getting better, I think. I had, looking back on it now, I think it's kind of buns, but okay, I can't zoom in on that, really? Okay. Oh my god. Whatever. Yeah, you can't really see it well, but it was like my first time going in there and like doing like the mid tone things. And yeah, you can see there's lots of different colors going around on here. I don't think it's very good now, and the hair is really stiff, but it was alright. This is another Kill la Kill sketch. Wow, the proportions on this are terrible. I like this one of her sleeping. I think it's nice. In fact, I liked it so much that I colored it and posted that on DeviantArt. Yeah, some of this shit. Oh, there's gonna be a DeviantArt part that comes up later. This one I really, really liked when I made it. At least this drawing. I liked this one. I thought it was really cool. And yeah, you can see the chatterboxes from the one shot that I did the other time. It was titled Chatterbox, which they're actually like based off of these creatures from this comic I made called Attack of the Creepy Knuckleheads. It was a Stickman comic I made when I was like a kid. I was like 9, I think. But yeah, it was pretty alright. I was working with backgrounds on here and how to draw backgrounds and shit. Though the backgrounds aren't very fleshed out, but they're alright. They're alright backgrounds. It's okay. Marxing. I have a speed paint of this one up on this very channel. I don't think it's a very good one. It was just kind of half-assed and thrown in there. I think this is a really not very good drawing, and I think I messed up on the shoes. Why is the blue part on both sides? Shouldn't that be inverted so there's like a pattern to them? I don't like this one though. It was very quickly done, very half-assed. I do like this one. It was another Wizards and Bands one I was going back to. I don't know who this creature is, but it was like a scene. It was like it was supposed to be a cool action shot, and I really like this pose and flowing jacket. I like the hand gesture there. I like everything. I like his hair flowing. I like this character because at the time I was studying Fate Stay Night and the anatomy that was going on in Fate Stay Night visual novels, specifically Berserker, because I really like that hulking massive muscles. So yeah, you can see a lot of that in here. And overall, I think it was just a cool action shot. This is just a quick graphic thing I did. You can see that's the color of the Woe's Eye thing. Probably not the exact one, but it's close. And maybe this was foreshadowing me going to Woe's Eye. This was done at school. I remember the day I pumped this nonsense up. It was very half-assed, very nothing. And yeah, this is where I discovered that there was a halftone brush, and so I just would use the halftone brush on it. I don't like that one. Where's this? Okay. This next part we're coming up to is kind of the build up to what was I being made, I guess, I suppose. And it's also where I was kind of developing a lot of my techniques. So it was like one day I just went on DeviantArt and I was like, hey, could some people just send me pictures of their OCs? I just need shit to draw. And then I did this. So it was just like free commissions, I guess. And this one I really liked at the time. I would have considered this like one of my best drawings at the time. I really liked this one. Yeah, you can see a lot of the halftone textures that be used there, being used in a very shitty way, but being used nonetheless. And then that very same day, I had this one too, and this is another person's OC. Hair's kind of wonky, eyes are alright. And once again, I'm looking at this now, and I'm actually like, how was I using my fingers for this? That seems very, very strange. And there's another one, another OC. This one is just terrible. I hate it. I hate the pose. I hate everything about this one. Very stiff hair. And I'd always have like a much bigger version because I always draw on a bigger canvas and then chop down. I find that a lot more easy to do than just having my size. This one I really liked, mainly just because of the shine in the hair, and I liked the texture of the hair. I enjoy putting on shiny stuff because, excuse me, it's really easy. It really pops out. You pretty much just have to dark shade, highlight, base shade, and like once you throw in that highlight, it really makes it stand out. And I really liked this one for that reason. Oh yeah, this is when I started putting Digo. You can see there, it said, got myself a new watermark because someone pointed out that my old one could be mistaken for AI. Now that I think about it, that doesn't make much sense. I don't see how anyone could mistake it for AI, unless they were really stupid, but okay. But yeah, that was where Digo started coming in. Marcy, this was just Marceline. I remember doing this one at a friend's house during lunch in high school because like she lived right across from the school, so we just go there during lunch. And I remember doing this one. It's a very wide nose. I don't like this one as much. Not a big fan. This was like where things started to shift. Actually, at what point did I get my pen? I'm trying to figure that out. It wasn't here. I didn't have it here. I didn't have it here. I don't think I had it here either. No, I definitely didn't. All this line weight variation here is artificial. Okay, I did not have it here. I remember doing this one at school at like 7 a.m. and I liked how it turned out, but it's not very good looking back on it now. The background is also very half-assed, and then I blurred it because I realized, wow, that is a very shit background. Oh my god, stop going back up! I'm trying to look through stuff here. Okay, so we're building up to what was I being made here. Okay, this one. Alright. It's okay. The shading on the hair is pretty okay. I don't mind this one. It's kind of a pose I usually would not go for, but still, it's nice. I didn't have the pen here, now I can tell. Yeah, lots of stiff shapes. This is kind of a void. And then I have the little specks flying around in there for no reason. Featured in one list. Why would this be on this list? I don't know, but to each their own again. This was a very quick, half-assed one. Sometimes I would just draw and just post just to get something out there. This one was one of those. There's nothing about this piece that I have any connection to. But yeah. Okay, now we're getting into the build up to What Was I with Abingdon Girls School. That's the name of. So, Abingdon Girls School was a comic I was working on. It was obviously about a girls' school, and it was gonna be somewhat similar to What Was I with the whole magic thing, but it was gonna be kind of like slice of life, have magic in there. There's gonna be some more. It was also when I was picking up Renpai, the visual novel software, and I was making a visual novel based off of this, and I got a little bit done there, and then eventually I was like, eh. Then I got into What Was I, and then I just chickened out of that. Yeah, so you have Evan in Girls School. And overall, these drawings, I don't mind these ones. You can tell the line art's still very stiff because I didn't have a pen still at this time. I liked this drawing because I really liked the pose. I don't draw many characters from behind, so it was cool getting that done. This one I like. I want to start a comic someday, but I have no plot ideas. You probably do have ideas. I think everyone does have ideas for series or for like stories, but they just don't think those ideas are worth exploring, so they don't really bother. But I think pretty much any of your ideas can work as a story. I really liked this one. I liked the clouds. I was looking a lot into drawing clouds at the time. Like it was like fish and shark clouds, and I liked that. The hut behind had some weird shading. At the time, I was very obsessed with like the kind of riot style of shading. Actually, that's not too bad when I look at that now. It's okay. I don't really like this one as much. I still can't even wrap my head around drawing with my fingers. Looking back at it now, it feels so strange. Like I would not want to do that. Okay, like I said, I was gonna be using Digo, but I apparently I'm still using IA here. There's another Abingdon Girls School. And you see that I said it's official because I was like, yeah, I am making a comic off of this, and I was gonna make a comic about this. I only ever made like 2 shorts of it. But yeah, so you have this. This is a joke that I've always liked: is to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So yeah, it goes. Do you know how to kill 2 birds with 1 stone? And the answer is you throw a big rock. And I thought it was funny. Or throw a big because if you throw a rock that's big enough, then you're gonna get the 2 birds. Wait, hold up. I'm gonna follow that person real quick. There's some pretty cool art I saw there, but I'll look through that later. Uh, Urban Wizard. You can really see some of the Wozai influence here. What you're looking at. I'm pretty sure it's a magic cloud. It was likely set up by a wizard to ward off garden gnomes. There's been a lot of them on campus lately. Yeah, lots of build up to Wozai going on around here. You have the wizards, the casual mention of magic, garden gnomes running around. Lots of great stuff. This one I really liked. It was traditionally done with ink, and yeah, I really liked this one. Oh, hey, Sleepy. We're currently at the build-up phase to the creation of Woe Is I. Because we were looking at Abingdon Girls' School. That was which is this. It was a comic that I was doing, and if you look at the two comics I made of it, at least this one specifically, Urban Wizard, you can notice a lot of that Woe Is I style in there with the writing and like casual mention of magic, gnomes running around, that kind of thing. This one I liked. I was doing a bunch of pieces based off gods and like senses, and this one was pretty cool. It was based off Azthoth, and it was nice. Oh my god. Okay, we're back down. I remember I did this one. It was just a quick one I did at school during TA. It was Ramona. And I was experimenting with a new style of coloring. I never went back to that, I guess. Yeah, I really liked the amount of detail in this one. I didn't have a brush pen or anything. The pen I was using was really small, so that's why there's a bunch of scratching here. Because if I had to fill up this entire space, I would have lost my mind. So I just didn't bother. Oh my god! Stop going up! Stop going up! Yeah, this was. I liked. Oh my god! The sun's coming in. Ah. Oh my god! That's a lot of glare. Fuck. Let me lower those blinds. Okay. Now I can see. This one, I just posted it on Newgrounds because I was planning on scrapping it because I realized I bit off more than I could chew, and I was like, man, there's no way I'm finishing this. There's just way too much going on. And eventually I did finish it, actually. I had something to present, I guess. Looking back on it now, there's lots of shit that's just kind of thrown around. It's just kind of there. But it's whatever. And I think this was my first artwork that got front page. Yeah, I got front page May 5th, 2024. Featured in 4 lists. Okay. Yeah, I really liked this one. It's cool. Let's go here. I was going through a weird phase of drawing here. The shading overall is not very bad, I'd say. It was okay. The anatomy is obviously very idealized and not very good, but overall I think it was alright. Yeah, I had another one too. Once again, yeah. I do like those hands though, the shade on the hands, the nails. I do like that. That is pretty cool. The face, not so much. That's weird. I remember this day. I finished drawing this and then I went for a long ass bike ride. It was like summer, I think. Yeah. Was it summer yet? I think it was summer. No, it was April. But then I went for a long ass bike ride. Yeah, and then we have. Okay, let me try and pinpoint where it happened, where I got my pen. I think here I have it. I'm pretty sure there I do have it. Yeah. Here I do have it too. I'm definitely sure I do. When I look back on that. Oh wait, there was an artwork I skipped. Oh, I skipped this. Yeah, this one was alright. weird blending, but it was okay, I guess. I don't think I have my pen here. Lots of the lines are looking very stiff. So I don't think I had it there. Don't think I have it here either. I think this was it. I think this is the first piece where I did get the pen and I stopped using my fingers. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you can see it. So Abingdon Girls' School is like the shift. This one, this one was Ramona, I guess. I didn't go back to that style, but it was cool. Yeah, so you have from here Abingdon Girls' School. I got, which image? Is it the Ramona one? I had all this junk. Yeah, so from Abingdon Girls' School all the way to Sticks and Stones. That's where the build up to What Was I starts. And so the story around this period of time was that, like, I had chemistry. I had a chemistry class at school, and every day I hated that class. I was, my parents just wanted me to take 2 sciences, so they were like, you should take Chem 20, and I was like, okay, sure. And I took it, and I hated it. And after like a bunch of like convincing them, they eventually let me drop the class. And so I had a free period in the morning, and during that free period, I would just draw. And I fully believe if I didn't drop out of that chemistry class, What Was I would not exist, because it was like through that time that I had to just draw and just work with ideas that What Was I came around, and I was like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. I can get to What Was I. What? Okay, same diff, bro. Same. It's the same thing. 4-3 doesn't matter. Yeah, What Was I is up here. I still cannot remember what LG or LCCS means. I'm not very sure. Maybe if I could find the original file for this drawing, I could glean some meaning from it. I do like the cat here. I like the way the cat is drawn. Yeah. And that was like a renaissance of my art, that drawing, because I drew that while I was watching a bunch of Tomorrow's Teachings videos, and the idea was just to loosen up myself and draw whatever, because a lot of times I have a stick up my ass when I'm drawing, where I try to have everything be perfect, and the idea was just to loosen up and do whatever. This one was alright. This character was supposed to show up at What Was I at some point eventually, but he didn't, because I was like, yeah, I'll scrap him. I wouldn't do anything with that guy. Again, yeah, this is where the art style of white skin with colored everything else kind of came around. Yeah, you can see the video game stuff of What Was I. I don't know what that one is. This is one of the first drawings of Bloody. This is like where it came around together. Yeah, because before I was really trying to have a style of like kind of normal people, and then the What Was I comes around. Like you see how the eyes are kind of normal, then the What Was I comes around. Now it's all about round eyes. Know what? I have very short-term memory. I can barely remember the things I'm saying. I liked this one. I liked this drawing of Lottie. And this character was alright. They were pretty cool. Maybe I'll reuse them and like they'll show up again. And then that led to the strip of like the first few What Was I chapters being made. going up. Yeah, and then Wozai comes out. This is the second thing that ever got front page. Actually, it got front page when it was posted, which is pretty cool. Yeah, what did the comments have to say about it? Cute comic, whimsical and hilarious. I still don't really get why people really liked the first chapter, like, and immediately like stuck with people. The first chapter seems very random and like there was hints of surrealism, but I didn't expect people to like it as much. It's the same diff, bro. It's not a whole different number. And you're probably just behind. And yeah, then I posted the other chapters for Zai. It's pretty cool. Then I really want to go back to doing these video game drawings, like a lot of different video games, especially now that my style has developed a lot. I just haven't really had the time. Like, I really liked this one, and I thought it was a pretty creative use of my watermark there. I should have probably tried to make it match with the text, but I didn't really care at the time. The very first Woe's Eye brush I despise now. I look at it and it's so stupid and ugly. And there's like no line weight variation. I liked this one too. I thought it was pretty neat. Oh. Okay, down to the bottom. This one was alright. It's okay. I wanted to do a series of drawings of Lottie in different locations in my city, like where I live, Calgary, but I eventually just never got around to doing that. Featured in 2 lists. It's a long, long way to pass. Yeah, you are very behind. Lottie the Rock. I don't really like this one very much. I think I was way too committed to sticking with the brown line art of Woe's Eye. I should have just gone with black. That would have fit a lot more. Punk Lottie. I really liked this one. I thought it was pretty cool. Featured in 1 list. Yeah, I guess. You can see the Calgary flag, or Canada flag. I want to do more like different variants of Lottie. These were some drawings I was doing. I was at church. It was at church when I did this. It was like during a service, and they have these little pamphlets that you're supposed to write like notes and testimonies on. And I just took one and started writing this up. I do like this one. I think it's pretty cool. And I was doing a bunch of that kind of stuff. And yeah, you have you have Melissa there. It's kind of like a Woe's Eye with stands from JoJo Bizarre Adventures kind of deal. This is Blaze. Dude, Classy will not stop disturbing me on Instagram to draw more Blaze content. At first, I didn't even know it was him. I would just get comments. It's like, hey, you should draw Blaze. You should draw Blaze. And I was like, who is this guy? Why does he want me to draw Blaze so much? And I found out it was Classy from the Discord server. And I was like, oh, that's why he wants me to draw Blaze so much. This one's alright. I think the head actually is pretty good. Like, for like trying to recreate a Sonic character. There was Melissa. This was before her name was revealed, so I didn't. So Halo was kind of a spoiler, I guess. Hacksaw, more of that sketchy style. I was just doing a bunch of these with straight ink on a like a pen on what's it called? On paper. Yeah, we have more of them. I was listening to so much Guilty Gear music at this time with the Wisest Border of the Circle, which is just a Guilty Gear reference. Another Guilty Gear reference, Carve Your Way. I was messing around with some shading styles here. Nothing really to write home about. This is a drawing of like the concept art Beatrice. Yeah. Beatrice was originally going to just be a really tiny kid, witch, and she was gonna be like very shy and like crying at everything. And then eventually, I was like, Lottie is kind of already a shy, the shy one, so it would be kind of redundant to have another character who's just Lottie and shyer. Can you help with a modded 3DS? No, I can't actually. I can't. I don't know anything about any Nintendo products. I don't like Nintendo, and I never really used their shit as a kid, so I know nothing about the 3DS. Okay, yeah, there's a drawing of what's it called? Melissa's dad. His name is Ron, actually. Ronnie, I guess. Yeah, there's just a drawing of him. I think he's a pretty cool character. I'm hyped to draw him again. Oh yeah, this was like where a shift happened at this drawing, drawn alone in like my style. I really liked this one. On Patreon, uh, I post the Woe Is I chapters a day before they come out on Patreon, and like the people who have paid can see it like a day early, which I guess is pretty much the only perk. There's nothing else really there. It kind of, yeah, is just like if you want to donate and you want to support, then like, yeah, you can do that. Yeah, I really like this one. It was a reference to it was a reference to Fresh Meat, which is a British sitcom that I really like. So there's a song one of the characters Kingsley sings called "Drone Alone," and yeah, there's the lyrics in there. If androids dream of electric sheep, do drones dream of electric peeps? How do I fuck what's with intimacy issues? Yeah, it was a pretty good, nice British song. Blaze is goaded. Oh my god, dude, you're so behind in the stream. Or maybe my shit is just behind. Yeah, I'm way ahead of you guys. All caps. Oh, another front page. That's nice. Yeah, I think this one was pretty cool and did deserve to be front paged. I was using a lot of the halftone textures here. I really like the blood on here. Very Scotty Young, I Hate Fairyland type of blood. And there was more. Yeah, in gold steel. I liked this one. I didn't realize until like a few months later here that the bracelet here is not colored, and that's just skin tone. I liked this one. It was alright. Pretty cool style. MF Doom reference. What are you talking about? At least I don't remember. I don't recall referencing him. Demons suck, but they're kind of hot. I liked this one. It was just a quick thing I did. A personality swap chapter. That would be very cool. If I could see Lottie with Beatrice's personality and Beatrice with Lottie's personality, that would be very cool. I do want to have a one-on-one chapter with just Beatrice and Lottie, so I can build that relationship more. This one, chainsaws are evil, but they're pretty fucking cool. It was just, once again, another piece that I just kind of banged out and put no thought into. Very dumb. This is the first post I ever made on the Coax into a Snafu subreddit, and it got a decent amount of likes, but it also got a bit of critique in the comment section because a lot of people were like, "This isn't a snafu. This is way too high quality, and it's not really a snafu." And I guess they were right. Yeah, this is not really a snafu all that much, but it was pretty good. Yeah, it was about the bots on like stupid things. This stupid YouTube channels. Specifically, the most I notice it on is Maurice Critical's channel. Dude, his comment sections are abysmal. It's just all this shit. You're right. It does look like Kurt Cobain. Actually, it does look like Kurt Cobain. Yeah, it's not even far fetched. What the fuck is this texture, yo? What is this? I thought that was just a simple halftone, but nah, that's something else. That's weird. Yeah, more Woe Was I. It is so weird looking at the old Woe Was I style and like looking at faces. Why does he look like that? Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's like some of the drawings I like. I still think this is a pretty neat drawing. And I like this chapter. It was a very sad one when I was drawing it. Oh, it got front paged. Yeah, that's cool. Blood was way behind. All right. Oh, this was a pretty cool one. It was done like with a pen and then then I like watercolored it and then I just scanned it on here. A lot of people thought this was Melissa. Like it was like until a year later that I was talking with Noah and he was like, "Oh, I really liked this Melissa drawing, by the way." And I was like, "That's not Melissa." Yeah, you were behind. Like the comments were coming in. I was like 5 drawings ahead of the Blaze one, and you were talking about Blaze, and I was like, "What the fuck? Why are you talking about Blaze?" That was ages ago. This one also got front page. That's nice. It was the Woes I cover. I liked this one, but after I finished it, I was like, "Shit! I should have used another brush for it because it would have looked a lot better." I don't know. This brush is just kind of lame. I don't even know why I used it. Oh, look at this dude. Said, actually, it's woe was me. Yeah, okay, bro. Does he know? Oh, this was during summer school. Why did this get front page? This is during, I was taking 2 classes in summer school, Social 30 and Math 30. Man, that shit was killing me. I had to take like a month's break off of What Was I because I just could not be juggling all of that shit. Ah, man, it was killing me, bro. And I just pumped this out quickly because I only had like time to make like one art piece a day. I like the blood on here. It looks like jam, but it's still pretty nicely shaded. So scanning, I draw it on paper, then just take a picture with my phone or like and then put it into a scanner app and basically it kind of just isolates your lines, I guess, and then you can color it. That's pretty much just it. I don't know. You can scan with a printer or like a fax machine. No, just a printer. Yeah. Uh, this is drawing. I was. This is just a short comic. I was just uh, thinking about humans. I'm confused. Oh, my name was here. Oh, my name was here. Oh, someone in the comments said I relate Kevin. I was like, what the fuck? How did this person know my name? Oh yeah, there's a thing I did here. Yeah, it's pretty not hard to figure out what my name was from that. Yeah, a lot of people had some very kind words to say about this one. It was kind of a event thing because I had a lot of thoughts in my mind at the time. And summer school again was kicking my ass and taking a mental toll on me. Interessant. I liked this one when it came out. It was nice. I still think it's an alright drawing. Pretty nice shading, some airbrushy shit. Very cool video game style. Was that one front page? No. Oh, okay. I think we're nearing the end of the year. This one I really liked, and I spent a lot of time on it, and it got front page, thankfully, because I did spend a lot of time on it. It got put on, I put this on my portfolio when I did the portfolio review in 2024, which is kind of crazy when you contrast my portfolio from 2023 and my portfolio from 2024. It's kind of an insane leap. I was studying a lot of the Mega Man style for the way they designed their armor, and I really liked that style. So that was what I was trying to emulate here with the arms, the bulky shoulders, all that good stuff. Do I know French? No, I do not know French. Not at all. I know I took French lessons and I had a French tutor when I was a kid, but I was never very interested. So I know some French words, but not really. This is a nice, cute comic I made. I don't really remember what it was for. It was just a little small, cute thing. I liked this one. I posted it on this. This was like when I was going through my snafu phase, just making a bunch of snafus that weren't even really snafus. Yeah, it was. This one was just glazing British people. And yes, Simon Pegg from World's End, American wanker. I say shit or get off the pot, mate. That's a very good saying I learned from Fresh Meat. Shit or get off the pot, mate. It just means make up your mind. Like either shit or get off the toilet, basically. Well, the British has such an advanced sense of humor. Lebanon drains, LeBron James. Yeah, this is just a nice string of comics that I liked. And then there was this one about. This one was very strawman-y. It was it was supposed to be a snafu, but it wasn't really. It was more of a smuggy. That's neither here nor there, though. This one wasn't Melissa, but looking back on it, it kind of does look like Melissa. And this one got front page too, which is strange. I spent no time on it at all, and I didn't really care for it being front paged. Now we're going into this is the creation of this character. Now we're going back to the chatterboxes. If you look through a lot of my art, or not a lot of it, but some of it, the chatterboxes show up a little bit. Like I was said earlier, they're like just a remake of these creatures called Knuckleheads from a comic I made when I was a kid called Attack of the Creepy Knuckleheads, and they looked exactly like this, except they were big. They were like the size of humans, and they were these aliens that would just go around chomping down on everything. And it was like a document of how over 7 days they eat all the planets in the solar system, and that was pretty much it. The quote, "She thrusts her fist against the post and still insists she sees a ghost," is from It, the movie and the book, like the one with the clown. It's like the mantra or speech therapy thing that Bill recites to practice getting rid of his stutter and his speech impediments. Mouth wide shut, very obvious reference to Eyes Wide Shut, which is the movie. The sound. I was listening to a lot of the Zooters back then, so that's why the sound was there. Jaw down. That's the chomping of the chatterboxes. It's a pretty good one. I like it. Eat the Planet. I just did 3 back to back of this character. I really liked her. Yeah, it was just, this again. This was going back to the chatterbox thing of the chatterboxes chomping down and eating all the planets in the solar system. Yeah, that's the countdown to all the planets are completely eaten, and then you have the to-do list, eat the planet. I liked the sketch of this a lot too. And yeah, you have chatterbox again, jaw down, head empty, stop talking, you talk too much. Yeah, just about thoughts in your head and how the chatterboxes are kind of always just there talking to you and telling you shit. This was a short comic I made just as a joke because I thought it was kind of humorous. A lot of people took this seriously and thought it was like an actual birthday post, and they thought it was my they because he says, "Dog, I just want to celebrate my 27th birthday on my own." So a lot of people did think I was actually 27, and I had to answer a lot of comments going, "Hey, it's not actually my birthday. I'm not 27. I'm like 16, bro." Because I was 16 at the time. I did like this one. I thought it was pretty funny. Yeah, so yeah, a lot of people were saying happy birthday. Uh, there's this guy in the comments who's there all the time, Blue Monday 1984, and he's always like on the Woes I post, he always like gives like kind of an analysis almost, and I really like them, and I always look forward to them. Like like he talks about it really seriously, and like he gives like points on like why he liked the chapter, and it's really cool. Yeah, this was made in preparation for the Shadow the Hedgehog movie that came out that year, December. Jesus Christ, it's been almost a year since I saw that. Wow, time flies, man. Yeah, I really liked this one. It was my wallpaper for like the longest time. Yeah, lots of cool shading going on. The halftones. I didn't realize until I was done with it that there's like over here there's a mistake there and the white isn't filled in there, so it kind of just looks like a blank space. And well, yeah, it has been that long. That shit came out like this in December last year. I remember going there and watching it, and there was snow everywhere. But now there's no snow here because global warming. No snow. Yeah, this is a Sonic OC. I was drawing. Yeah, yeah, lots of good stuff here. Lots of good stuff here. I really did like this one when I made it. I thought it was pretty cute. It was nice. Look at the description. Don't read too much into this. Nice. Bliss. Oh yeah, I did a colored version of that one. I wonder, did I ever post this on Loser City? I probably did. More woes I. I'll skip over the woes eyes because we already know that. 12 row. So for X, there's this character here. Your goat is goated. Why do you keep saying that? This was a commission I did for Noah, and he's used it as his profile picture since then on Discord, and I don't know why. I don't like this drawing at all. I think it's very ugly. I think I could have done a lot better. I don't like it, but he really likes it, and he really likes the character too. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't like this character at all. I do like the things around the patterns and like the teeth. I think they're really cool. But yeah, I don't really like the character all that much, or the design. The shading is alright, I guess. The color selection could be better, more vibrant, but it's okay. Yeah, furries. This is My Little Pony. I saw this old, it was just a drawing of the My Little Pony characters as Peanuts, and it was really cute, and I really liked it. So I just ran with it. Yeah, another drawing of Lottie. Somebody on, I don't know if I've talked about this before, but somebody on Reddit actually kind of predicted that the true bad guys of What Was I were pigeons and birds and shit, like, because you know the pigeon drops an anvil and that's what kills the mole crane, and then they think Lottie did it. When I posted this, somebody on Reddit was like, "Huh, the mole cube is falling from the sky," which means that it was birds who did this. And I just responded, "Yeah, okay, bro, you're onto nothing." But I was thinking, damn, what the hell? He's actually a lot closer than he thinks. Yeah, I am excited to do more commissions though. At least if I get them, it would be cool. Uh, yeah, this was the very first drawing of, so the game that me and Noah had been working on. This was like the very first drawing. Like this, it was just kind of made as like I just drew these three random girls, and then one day it was like during lunch, I was talking to my friend Daniel, and we were discussing an idea of a dating sim board game, like a board game that was like a dating sim visual novel kind of thing, and then we were talking about it, and we were like building the ideas, and we were like, hey, we should just make this an actual video game. And then I was like, yeah, I'm down for that actually. Went home, started doing a bunch of concepts and shit, designing characters, all that junk. And yeah, then I had these, and these were like the four main girls. They've been completely redesigned and revamped now, like these designs, so these won't be in the final game. But I am very excited for that project to be finished. We've been working on it for so long. Noah's put in so much work into the coding. But yeah, this one was just a short comic. It was based on My Little Pony, and it was like Spike dying to police brutality. Oh, dude, I think this was my very first interaction with Sugar Lord. Yeah, it was on this My Little Pony post, and he goes, I keep coming back to this post every once in a while, and I cry every time. And I clicked on his profile, and I was like, hey, let me check this guy's art out. And then I was blown away. Check out this Deltarune art. If you guys haven't looked at his art, like, actually, you should, because it's so good. Yeah. He doesn't post very often, but I really like his stuff. Like this one, I really love, and it was like the day I called him up and I was like, "Hey, you gotta teach me this how you get that chromatic aberration thing." Yeah, but I'm thinking of like an anime style dating sim board game. I really like his drawing of Flotty. It was really nice. Fuck, his card is so amazing. Uh, someday, someday I'm gonna be there. Someday. But yeah. What's next? Oh, yeah. Lottie and Melissa. I don't think I ever posted the Melissa one on here, but yeah, Lottie is a dog. It was pretty nice actually. I really like the ears swooping in as her hair thing. Lottie as a dog was cute. It was kind of a Sonic OC thing. Oh yeah, this is after I got back from my hiatus. I remember Beatrice's first appearance in a comic. It still baffles me how much the art style has changed. It's crazy. I was still using the old stupid brush at this time. Yeah, we have some furry. This is based off, what's it called? Sonic. I used the Sonic characters as a mold for this one. Why does she have gloves? Well, this was kind of inspired by Sonic. It was kind of like Lottie in the Sonic world, and she'd be a dog. And Sonic characters have gloves, so yeah, I just gave her gloves too. Yeah, more of this character. I liked this one. I really liked the fluffy hair. It was really nice. Dude, it's been a year since this. I remember drawing this. It was like during winter. I was like almost, I think on Christmas Day. I don't know, but it was very cool. I didn't manage to get Lottie's dad in there, which is kind of unfortunate now that I think about it. Maybe I should have got him there. I do like the draw to Max and the gnome. Yeah, this is when I switched to the new brush, or like the second Woe's Eye brush. That was the first switch. Some concept art for the video game. That's the main character of the game. I don't think a lot of people know what he looks like, but yeah, that's him. This is a thing I posted on my birthday. Yeah, because I turned 17, and I also share a birthday as LeBron. So yeah, it's pretty nice. It signifies that I am just the goat. yeah, for my first drawing of 2025 was this drawing of Basil, which we looked at yesterday. I looked through some of those already. This, I'm not sure what this was, but I did learn quite a bit from it, like on anatomy, I guess, and like drawing characters. I do like the blood and boots. I like the really bold outlines of the blood. I really like bold outlines around things that shouldn't have outlines. I think it's very cool. Yeah, that one's okay. Beatrix, drawing off my bass guitar. I never got around to drawing my pink electric guitar, but I really do like the drawing of Beatrix. It's nice. Is this that person? Oh, it's not. Never mind. Can't help but click on people's accounts here. This is a weird, dumb comic I made. It was really stupid. It was about lines and expectations of lines. It was supposed to just end on this line. Sometimes they make me kiss my own ass, and it was supposed to be a joke. But then I just went around and made it about lines and stickmen hanging themselves, and it was really dumb. Hashtag be nice to your lines. Yeah, that was a stupid post. Reminds you of Nika Robin. Yeah, that's fair. I can see that. That makes sense. I don't remember jack about One Piece. I read it like a few years ago, but like Nika Robin's backstory, I don't remember. Frankie's backstory, I don't remember. Jinbei who? No clue. I liked this one too. I thought it was pretty cool. Cinderade bass guitar. One can only wish. I'd like that. Yeah, more My Little Pegasus. Yeah, it's with Spike. Oh yeah, this is the second interaction I had with Sugar Lord, where I'm just glazing him. I think this is where I actually reached out and like messaged him, and I was like, "Yo, you're so cool." Yeah, Rainbow Dash and Applejack. This is a cool snafu I made. Well, it leans more into comics, I guess. A lot of my snafus are more so comics, but it's pretty cool. I really like the final drawing of him tearing his flesh off, and the other guy's just like, boom. I think it's a really funny image. Oh, Sugar Lord in the comments again. Cool. Me. I'm into Cindere's, Himidare's. Noah is more so into Yandere's. He's very into Yandere's. He wants to be kidnapped someday. I really liked this one, this Valentine's Day special I put out for Lottie. This was February 14th. Time goes by so fast. I remember this day I went downtown with my mom, and we went there to do something. I don't recall what we were there for. I think we went to it was like an immigration office thing, and we went there, and it was like the very same day I posted this, and we went there, and it was like 4 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy, more My Little Pegasus. This is just a short comic character thingy of Lottie. I really like this. I like this style that I did occasionally for What Was I? Just for the shorts. An alarm going off? Not that I can hear. Yeah, I hear nothing. Huh. Yeah, we went to like, it was like an immigration thing or some shit. This was like where I was kind of studying Sugar Lord's art, and I was looking into, I really liked the way he colored shit with like bold contrasting colors and did line art, and I thought it was really nice. And this is also when I was reworking my brush to kind of look more like his. So I was kind of just doing his shit. And yeah, we see that followed up here with my line art kind of changing. Yeah, and he commented on that. This is like an OC. It was like a pony OC I did. And he did a drawing of that character too, that OC. And there's a drawing I did. Yeah, this was like when we first got into contact, and we were finally talking, and then we did an exchange where we drew each other's characters. And he did a very good drawing for mine. I use it as my profile picture on this guy. Yeah, more following up on. I was really into how he sometimes, because a lot of the times my line art's just straight up dark, and I really liked how sometimes he just goes with really saturated colors for the line art. It gives a very trippy look to the artwork. Somebody paid me $10 to draw this image. It was like on the Coax into a Snap from subreddit. I was like, hey, I'll draw Smurf Yuri for $10, and I just said it in the comments as a joke. And then some guy DM'd me and was like, hey, I just subbed to your Patreon for $10. Could you draw the Smurf Fury? And I was like, holy shit, yes, I'll do that for sure. I get to eat tonight. And then after like a month, I kind of feel bad for it, because he must have thought I just ran off with his money, because it took me a month to like finally get around to doing it. And I posted it, and he was like, holy shit, my faith in humanity has been restored. And then I felt good. I don't remember what this was, but I think it's pretty cool. I think there's some cool effects going on here. It's alright. Time goes by fast. I remember drawing all of these. I was posting on Loser City very frequently during this time. And then, yeah, more Yuri. What the fuck? My heart's being spammed. That's a thing. Blue screen. I really liked this one. At least like the line art on this. It was like really nice, bold. It was round. The one I use now is more so square shaped, but I like the round ink blots kind of things. And this background texture is pretty neat. I can't help but always click on people's profiles in the comment sections. Honeysuckle Rose. I liked this one too when I did it. It was pretty cool. Row. This is a reference to another comic that I want to publish someday. I was using references lately, like after yesterday. I'm working with references a lot more, just to practice anatomy and like backgrounds and stuff. The drawing I'm doing right now is my greatest drawing yet. Like, this is the definition of a goated drawing. I'm so excited to finish this and like show it to people, because it's so cool. It's so awesome. I've been sleeping on using references a lot, because typically I just draw everything from my imagination, but oh my god, it's like, this is going to take my art to the next level once I'm done with it and I put it out. Sidetwye, I was doing a lot of My Little Pony stuff here. I really like Spike here. Yeah, the Spike plushie. It's pretty cute. Then you have the ponies on TV. And Rainbow Dash in the jar. You always have to have the jar. Chatterbox. Yeah, this was the Chatterbox comic that I was talking about. Yeah, I printed a physical version of this the other day, and I put it up around my school, and some people read it. I made a video talking about it, but like I said before, I didn't record it on OBS, so the audio was just delayed, and I couldn't even post the footage, so it was kind of annoying. But yeah, I like this comic. I think it got a bit of attention on TikTok, and a lot of people really liked the ending. Well, it was kind of mixed. Some people liked the ending. Some people hated it because some people were like, "What? He just goes to furries? That's it? That's the end?" I thought it was a pretty decent story. This was for. It wasn't a game thing I was making, but there's gonna be some horror shorts. I guess it was gonna be like a kind of visual novel thing that I was working on, but that didn't get done. I like this. What was I drawing? It's Bloody as a Minecraft character. At least that was the idea. Her hair was a pain in the ass to do because it was hard to figure out what to do with the hair and how to make that look like a 3D shape. I think I should have just stuck with it, the premise, and just made it a 3D shape. I think I kind of chickened out and didn't even stick with it, which is a bit of a shame. Maybe I'll redo it. I really like this one. I like this one a lot. I think I should have made Twilight's expression a lot angrier because in my version, Fluttershy really likes Twilight, but Twilight kind of just doesn't like her and is annoyed. This one I like. I like the shade in here. Just a lot of studying of Nick King Please art. I really like his shit. Like the way he uses darker colors to like build up shapes around his shadows. It's really cool. Yeah. I was putting out the Wozai chapters on here like months after they'd released. I don't know why. I was just kind of always behind on this platform when it came to Wozai. Even now, I'm still like 2 chapters behind. I really liked this one when I posted it. There was, yeah, there was lots of cool stuff going on here with the shading. I love like using white highlights. I love shading stuff like that. I think it always looks really cool. I was gonna do like make this like a series of drawings where it's just a bunch of different tarot cards. This is Wheel of Fortune, but I eventually ended up not having time for it. Yeah, like I said, I want to do a series of tarot cards, but knowing myself, I'll probably get lazy and do like 3. Who is this? Oh, I am following this guy. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, he did this art, and that was very cool art. I liked that. Okay, on to the next. You can get blessed. My longing. Yeah, this is a follow-up of the horror short thing. I didn't even ever really write out the story for this. I don't know. I just never really got around to doing that. Twins. This is like a Terraria reference. You know, the twins from Terraria. That was kind of just it. This one got front paged. Really? I don't remember that. I really liked the sketch for this one, though. Yeah, we had the, what was I, 1 year special. Yeah, I still really like the Lottie's magical girl design. Yeah, I still think this is a really cool anniversary thing. I might do another Q&A one of these days. I might even do a Q&A YouTube video just as a quick thing just to get out there. Yeah, this is a redesign of one of the girls from the game that we've been working on. Yeah, it was this character, and granted, this hair and this is more interesting, but I think this overall is more solid and works in her favor. Oh. Yeah, and then there was more concept art for the game. I really liked this one, and it doesn't really make sense. None of anything going on makes sense without like the proper context of what the game's about and like the setting. But I still think it's a cool drawing with cool characters. I really like the main character River though. I find him kind of relatable. Yeah, then we have the first drawing of the Fluttershy and Twilight thing. I did this drawing while I was in a call with Raptor, and we were watching the first Equestria Girls movie. And we still have to call and watch a second one. Dude, I should schedule something with him, man. Go talk. Yeah, there's a second one. I really liked this Rainbow Dash design. I thought it was neat. This drawing in general I thought was pretty good. And there's the I like this drawing. It was not drawing. This it was like my first endeavor into photo bashing stuff like that, and I liked it. I was gonna use it for like an actual album cover. I ended up just scrapping that and not doing it, but I think it was a pretty cool one. More art for the game. Burning Man's Soul. Lots of good stuff there. Rarity's design took me a while to get, and her spinny hair drill thingies were a bit annoying to do, but I liked it. Oh, hi. Welcome back. We are nearing the end. I like this one at Brentwood Station. I still have so many pictures I took of this station that I have like a backlog of them that I'm just waiting to use when I need to. I was trying out a watercolor brush on Krita. It was alright. I've never actually used it for anything besides this. What furry comic? Is it Two Kinds? I really like these variants of Lottie, and I would like to do more with like Lottie variants at some point. I think they're very cool. This one was based off of Arabe from Mysterious Girlfriend X, which was a rom-com that I really liked as a kid. Or not a kid, this was like 3 years ago when I was in grade 9. Yeah, it was like one of the romance animes that I just really liked. Normalsville. I didn't spell that right. Normalsville. What the hell is Normalsville? I can't find anything about this. Oh. Oh, okay. Interesting. It looks pretty cool. Lottie variant war, like the Invincible War. It's not a bad idea, actually. That would be really silly. I did this one on a shared magma canvas. This was like a part 2 follow up to Chatterbox, the comic, where it just follows the guy, and then just it goes on because the girl Haley has chatterboxes, and he has these weird skeleton masqueraded mask things that just tell him stupid shit and just muddle his thoughts. I like this one. I might finish it and then make it into a Zine and have like both of them. Marcy drawing. I really like this one. Is there chromatic aberration on this? Yeah, there is. I didn't know the technique then, but it's still pretty cool. I don't like this one very much. It's really quick, really nothing much there. I think Rouge is Rogue, whatever. Rouge. I always mix up the spelling of her name. Rouge. I think Rouge's face is very off model, like her head. Shadow's alright. He's okay. I literally just didn't have any space for Omega, so I just put the Omega symbol in there. My other half. This is another short comic I did. I really like these like much shorter, just nice thingies. And this character kind of has the masquerade and the chatterbox on her shoulders, talking to her. I really like this Pinkie Pie drawing. I thought it was pretty cool, if I do say so myself. Yeah, this was like when I was studying Sugar Lord's art, and I was seeing how he uses lots of high saturation colors, and I was using that, and I was trying to push out of my rut of using really muted colors because I was like, that's kind of ugly. Shadow Slave! It's sunny. Shadow Slave is the greatest story ever written by any human being. Shadow Slave is incredible. It's such a good story, man. If you're not reading Shadow Slave, you're not living right. Oh my god, Shadow Slave is so good. This person in the comments said, I'll read it later. I have Homestuck to read too. Screw Homestuck, bro. Shadow Slave is the greatest thing ever. Why'd you read Homestuck when you can read Shadow Slave? With Shadow not having any shadows. What? What? With shadows not having any shadows. What does that mean? Twilight Sparkle. Oh yeah, this is a day Noah came over and we were like, what were we doing that day? I don't remember. I was just drawing. He was doing some code and shit, and I was just drawing. And we were watching Chris Hansen. And then I called up Sugar Lord because I needed to ask about the techniques he uses for his chromatic aberration. And that's when he taught me the forbidden technique. And I learned, and my brain evolved. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Shadow. Yeah, that same day I started working on the Rainbow Dash one. This is still probably one of my favorite drawings this year so far. I really like it. I think the colors are very good. The eye's pretty nice. It's in one list. Oh. In general, I think it's just a good drawing. The Fluttershy one, I don't like as much. I don't think it's bad by any means, but I think the eye is a bit off, but it's alright. Rarities, I really do like. I like the hair drill things. I think those are really neat. Eyeshadow's cool. Rarities is okay. I like hers. Yeah, it was gonna be just Rouge, and then I made it a Team Dark thing, and then I got lazy to draw Shadow. Dude, I didn't even fill in his ear properly. I just kind of left him there. This is for a Discord server I was in, where we had to make a flag. It was like an experiment thing, and we had to make a flag for our teams. And our team was called Swag Nation, and I just made all our themes stuff just Yuri. I like this character. I think she's cool, pretty cute. Yeah, we have some of the backgrounds I use in the My Longing visual novel thing. And you have the character sprite, but that didn't show up in the actual video because I just never got around to using it. There's a hue shifting tutorial on there. Digger, I'm so proud of you. Aww. How nice. How nice indeed. Yeah, this is just the commission sheet. I still really do like these drawings of Lottie. When I turn 18 and I can finally sell merch, these I'm definitely going to make into keychains and stickers. I really like these ones specifically. They're very nice. Especially this one. I want these two. Saber. This is actually the first drawing I did in my like current place I'm living at, like in this room. This is like one of the first drawings I did that I posted there. I remember that night very clearly. And I still think it's a very nicely shaded drawing. Like the shoes specifically, I think the metal and the shine on the shoes is great. The dress is a bit weird, but whatever. Melissa's mom. The shading here, I think, is alright. It's just kind of meh. It's whatever. I like the face, but the shading on the clothes is a bit strange, in my opinion. There's a What Was I animated GIF. It's just kind of a nothing thing I just made. I like it. I Think I'm God. I like this too. I'm working on a short comic thing that I want to print into a design for this. That'll be nice. This is the announcement for the What Was I contest. Midnight Daydream. I did this one for the event, the Friendship Games event, which was for the anniversary of the Friendship Games movie. And I really like these ones. I think the Twilight one is very cool. Or Midnight Sparkle, same-ish. Honey Fever. I really like these ones. I might use this for a thumbnail for another YouTube video. I think it's very cool. I don't know what the video will be about, but oh well. I don't like the Pinkie Pie one as much. The Pinkie Pie is my least favorite, but I like this one. This one, I think they're very good. Thoma. I really like Thoma's design. I think she's a really neat character. I'm hyped to draw interactions between her and her dad. Her dad was supposed to show up in the chapter where she showed up, but I eventually scrapped it because I was like, that's a bit too much stuff happening. We have 2 chapters of Kevin, which is just a comic of the ramblings of me. I don't know, it's just things I think of. Yeah, I do like that style drawing. This was for a newgrounds. Oh, this got front paged. And Speedo commented on this. It's just pretty dope. This was for, the Hexaween collab. Let me see, is it even, it's still up, right? Yeah, you can see my artwork on there. It's pretty cool. But, yeah, I really liked this one, and I learned a lot from it. That I carried on to this baby metal drawing. The reason I did this was because the day before I started working on this baby metal drawing, I went to a friend's house and we were up drinking a lot, and I was incredibly drunk, and I was talking about baby metal so much because baby metal was all that was on my mind. And then when I got home the next morning, I just listened to baby metal all day, and I just started drawing. I really like this one. I like the shading a lot on like the gradients that are used. Subtle gradients are always nice. This one was a short thingy I did. This character here is actually trans, actually. They don't have a name or any story, but I know they're trans, and that's all I know, I guess. Am I gonna make a new PNG tuber? Maybe. Probably. Maybe not anytime soon, but when I have time. It'll definitely be based off of that new sprite thing. This was character trade. It was an art trade with Sugar Lord. I was just drawing one of his characters. Honestly, I did a lot better than I was expecting to do. I really like this one now that I think about it. And then I got his drawing of Lottie, which was also really nice. Freak Show fan art. If you're not watching Freak Show, you should go watch Freak Show. It's the pinnacle of Minecraft roleplay. It's so good. Yeah, me and my friends have been watching Freak Show. We went to the mall the other day, and we were at a Hot Topic, and then a new episode premiered, and then we all just went to a corner, sat down, and then just watched it. Yeah, I bet you do. More Freak Show. After I got tapped in on Freak Show, I was just making so much Freak Show fan art, bro. That was all I was doing. Yeah, then you have the matching profile pictures. Uh, yeah, that's pretty much everything up to date. I had the World versus Mine magazine I did with Sugar Lord and Rafter. And Raptor's never online, bro. This guy needs to hop on. He needs to stop having a life. Yeah, I really like this one. The next one I'm gonna do is probably going to be either My Little Pony or harem animes. Probably one of those two. I really like the Sonic that Sugar Lord drew for this. It surprised me. He was doing initially sent me a sketch of what he was drawing, and it was like something normal and like it was like just a magical girl with one of his OCs, and then he scrapped it and then he sent me this, and I was like, holy shit, that's amazing. And then that leads us to yesterday where we had this, and that's it. We're done. We've looked through everything there is to look at. Ooh, how long did that take? Oh, it's not even really been an. Oh no, it has been 2 hours. Never mind. That just didn't update. Yeah, that took a lot longer than I thought it would. Uh, I have nothing else to do now, really. I'll probably end stream now and go make myself a cup of tea so I can roleplay being British, and I'll play some video games probably. And then I have to finish up that incredible, insane drawing that I'm working on. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be so great. I can't tell you what it is. I want to tell you what it is and without showing, but I feel like it'll be more impactful if I just finish it and then just drop it and it's just bam, and people just see it and it's like, damn, that's crazy. But yeah, I'm very excited to finish this. I'll probably work on it off stream. But anyways, thanks for tuning in today. I'll see you guys later.